Today, we're getting a really rare glimpse inside a classroom, but not through some official report or a textbook. No, this is way more personal. We're looking at a teacher's private notes. Let's see what they tell us. You know, it's a question that I think we've all wondered about at some point. What's the real difference between a student who's just flying high and one who can't seem to get off the ground? Is it just about smarts, or is there something else going on? Well, we got our hands on something pretty incredible, a teacher's actual candid logbook. It details all their day-to-day observations. And this isn't about test scores. It's about attitude, it's about participation, it's all those little clues that tell a teacher who's really thriving and, more importantly, who might be falling through the cracks. So, here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at what these notes actually are. Then, we'll build two different profiles, one of the engaged achiever and one of the disengaged student. After that, we'll try to figure out what that disconnect is all about, and we'll wrap up with the huge challenge this poses for any teacher. All right, so let's set the stage. These notes are completely raw, totally unfiltered. This is a teacher in real time just trying to make sense of every single student in a crowded room. It gives us this incredible chance to see these kids exactly how their teacher sees them. Now, before we can really zoom in on the students who need the most help, we kind of need a benchmark, right? A starting point. So what does success actually look like in this specific classroom? Let's build a profile of the student who's setting that bar. And based on the teacher's notes for one student, Mon Vana Sant, our first archetype is what we can pretty much call the class leader. This is the student who just seems to have it all together. And what's amazing here is just how complete this picture of success is. The teacher writes that they understand things quickly, they have good analysis, they speak well, they contribute, teamwork is excellent, they even read the instructions and cover all the key points and assignments. Oh, and on top of all that, they're the class president. This is basically the gold standard. Okay, now we're going to pivot, and this is really the heart of what we're looking at today. We've seen the baseline, so let's turn to the other end of the spectrum. Who are the students getting lost, the ones this teacher is clearly worried about? And our second archetype, based on notes about a student named Lang Serena, is someone we can call the silent struggler. This is the student who's physically in the room, sure, but their head is just somewhere else completely. And the difference is, wow, it's night and day. The teacher notes that understanding is limited. Their mind wanders. They talk about things that have nothing to do with the lesson. Teamwork is poor. For assignments, the notes say they don't read instructions, the work is messy, and it looks like they've just copied from someone else. The key thing here is this isn't a one-off bad day. This is a consistent pattern. Let's just put them side by side for a second, because this makes the divide so incredibly clear. On one side, you have active engagement on every single level. On the other side, it's like a wall of disconnection. And this isn't about being smart or not smart. It's about being present. It's about being invested. And these are the massive differences a teacher has to juggle every single day. Now, this isn't just a story about two students. The teacher's log actually points out several students who are struggling. So that lets us zoom out and see the bigger picture. What are the common threads here? What are the patterns that keep popping up? I mean, try to put yourself in the teacher's shoes for a minute. You've got 30 kids looking at you. What are those small but repeated warning signs that tell you a student is starting to drift away? And the teacher's notes basically give us the answer key. These behaviors show up over and over. But, these aren't just items on a behavioral checklist. They're symptoms of something deeper. A student who's always inattentive might just be completely overwhelmed. One who ignores instructions, maybe they feel like they can't succeed anyway, so why even bother trying? Each one is a little crack, but when you put them all together, they show you that the foundation is really shaky. So what's the takeaway from all this? We've seen the profiles, we've seen the patterns, but the real story is, what is a teacher supposed to do with all this information? And this, right here, this is the core of it. Before a single test gets graded, before any report card goes out, the real job of a teacher is to simply see the students, to understand that the kid who seems defiant might just be disengaged because they feel lost, to see that the one who never reads the instructions might be terrified of failing. Seeing isn't just observing, it's trying to understand why. This logbook is just an incredible peek into one teacher's world, but it leaves us with this massive, almost impossible question. When you are standing in a room and it's filled with this entire spectrum of kids, from the confident leader to the silent struggler, where on earth do you even begin?